What's going on, guys? What's going on, Josh? What's going on, everybody? So, trade rumors for trades for the Browns are starting to get away or starting to come up. And the one player that the one team that the Browns are in talks with is the 49ers. Now that we know that Brandon Aiyuk is in trade rumors, and the Browns are one team that is trying to make the push to trade for Brandon Aiyuk. And and as for the Browns, as a Browns fan, I would say that we have a good receiver room, good receiver group in Amari Cooper, in Elisha Moore, in um, Julie, in like we have a good receiver core, and Amari Cooper wants to resign with the Browns, and he is going to resign. Now, the Browns do have their first preseason game against the Green Bay Packers coming up, and I think the Browns are still going to win that preseason game. But back to this trade, back to Brandon Uku probably getting traded to the Browns. Now, Brandon Uku, we know that he asked the 49ers for a for a new contract for a new contract and and he requested a trade. And I think when like you're going to have to give up a Amari Cooper or a a piece a piece. Now will that get the Browns over the hump? Well, yeah, you got the Browns will get over the hump if they don't make a move. The Browns will make the playoffs if they don't make a move or do make a move at this point. Because because if the Browns are talking to the 49ers about trading for Brandon Oku, you're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to give up something. And I think Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper and Elisha Moore and Julie and Nick Chubb, who's coming back, who's coming back. I think Deshaun Watson wants those guys still there, and I can see those guys there, there at the start of the season. Now, if Brandon Uku gets traded there, we're probably going to have to give up Amari Cooper or somebody like that. And and I know that if the Browns trade for 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 the for Brandon Uku, the Browns would have to resign him. The Browns would have to sign him to a deal, because the 49ers are coming off a Super Bowl appearance against the Chiefs. And on the 49ers side, if you give up somebody like a Julie or like a Moore or like a Elisha Moore or or a Amari Cooper, who I think they're not going to give up. I think they're going to give up somebody else, but I don't see them trading Elisha Moore or Amari Cooper or Denzel Ward or Miles Garrett or any of those stars that we have on our roster. I can see us probably trading somebody for somebody else, somebody else on the Browns because the Browns are a attending team, a attending team, a playoff team, and a Super Bowl team. Because we still have a Joker, we still have Nick Chubb, we still have Deshaun Watson, we still have Amari Cooper, Elisha Moore. We traded for Judy. We we have Denzel Ward. Like we have all of those guys. If we trade for Brandon Uku, I think that would put us over the hump, but would that hurt the 49ers? No, that wouldn't hurt the 49ers at all. Because on the 49ers side, what you're getting back is you're still a Super Bowl contender. You're still going to make the playoffs because the 49ers have George Kittle and Purdy and Debo. So on the 49ers side, you got to look at that. But as on the Browns side, you got to look at you're giving up somebody or giving up draft picks for Brandon Uku if you decide to make that move. Because if the Browns trade for Brandon Uku, just think who the Browns would have. If you keep Amari Cooper, if you keep if you keep Amari Cooper, if you keep Moore, if you keep Judy, if you keep those three that are top receivers for Deshaun Watson, I would say you would have to give somebody up at this point because I feel like the 49ers will make the playoffs again and the Browns will make the playoffs again. The Browns will make the playoffs and the 49ers will make the playoffs. Like this, if the Browns are talking to the 49ers about trading for Brandon Uko, and we get Brent and the Browns get Brandon Uko, I would say that would be the best, the honest trade, the best trade than when the Browns traded for Odell Beckham Jr. Because when the Browns traded for Odell Beckham Jr., we had that year Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Miles Garrett, Denzel Ward. We had a group back then when we traded for a few years when we traded for um, Odell Beckham Jr. and then when we traded for Amari Cooper. When we traded for Amari Cooper from Dallas, we still had the same group. We still had the same group currently. I mean, we still had the same group, but when we traded for Odell Beckham Jr., we had a different group. But when we traded for Amari Cooper, we had the same group that we have, except with two, except with two different receivers with Moore and Judy. I would say as a Brown from a Brown standpoint, we have a Super Bowl team. We have a Super Bowl team, and we have Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward, Miles Garrett, Amari Cooper, Julie Moore, and a Joku. Like this Browns team could go 11-6, 12, 12 and 4, 12 and 4. But if you trade for Brandon Uku, you could actually go 12, 13 and 4, 13 and 4. Do I see that happening? Yes. But the Browns would have, if the Browns make this trade, they would have to give something up. They would have to give certain pieces up for for it to work, for it for Brandon Luco to come to the to the Browns because because we would have to give up somebody for Brandon Luco. But I would say we would keep Amari Cooper. We would keep Moore. We would keep Judy. We would keep Miles Garrett, Ajoku, Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, and Deshaun Watson on the team. But would are we going? But are we going to trade for Brandon Uku? Like Brandon Uku, just this is just like if the Browns make this move, I think we look like a Super Bowl team on paper. We look like a Super Bowl team on paper and a Super Bowl team on the field. We look like a playoff team and a Super Bowl team on the field. Still, but when you look at it, we haven't had a Super Bowl. We haven't had a Super Bowl since 1995 or 1965 when we had the great Jim Brown and those guys. But sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there and stay blessed, everybody, and peace.